We all remember a greater time, a time where all was good and we didn't have to taxes and shit. A time where there was no responsibility to make us feel pain. Most of us remember having the ability to shit anywhere, and I remember that too, but I also remember the goated shows that fill the endless void called my brain. So come along with me as I attempt to relive a greater time. And what better show to start with than Mickey and the Roadster Racers. Mickey and the Roadster Racers premiered on January 15, 2017, the land of the free, the United States. Now you might say this isn't that old, but to me it is, as I remember being little enough for it to be on this list. But at the time I was really into cars, and who wouldn't be? Going 100 on a highway was a different kind of drug to me, to the point I was watching Top Gear. Mind you, I was 12 and I was watching Jeremy Clarkson. That definitely did something to my brain development.
Oh no! Anyway, last week.
And I remember the transformation of the cars from normal, boring road cars to absolute tuned out beats going hard, and the theme song was a banger. All the characters were likable too, I think. I didn't really care about the riding all that much because the cars at the races were entertaining enough. It turns out this show only ran for 3 seasons, although it felt like it ran for more since I was catching a lot of new episodes, especially on Sundays right before church. It was such a good show for what it was, and I really liked it. I definitely liked it more than Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Ugh. When they gave Toodles eyes, it was GG's, bro. Miles from Tomorrow aired in 2015 and ran for 3 seasons. What's up with Disney shows running for 3 seasons? Anyways, now one thing I noticed when researching for this video was everywhere I looked, it was referred to as Miles from Tomorrowland. And I was mildly perplexed as to why this was such, because I do remember the theme song being an absolute banger and they just changed it on a random Tuesday to that word, Tomorrowland. And that just spoiled the whole flow of the entire song. Aside from that, truly one of the greats. Me and my brother respect the hell out of this show, and I really liked his robot ostrich so much. No words were spoken by him, but he was the homie. Theme song before the change, banger. Characters, banger. Episodes, banger. Everything about the show was a banger. IMDb must have been smoking something when they gave this a 6.4 out of 10. So upon further research, it turns out that the name was changed because of a shift in focus to Exploration and Mission Force 1, which was the name of the squad they were in and stuff. I don't really get why. I'm sure it was an executive decision. Regardless, this is still a great show. Batman Beyond Tsunami. So, I hate to break it to you, but apparently the Batman I thought I watched, which was Batman Beyond on Tsunami, aired from 1999 and it ran to 2003. I was born in 2005, so either I'm a time traveler or I watched this from my father's nuts. And everywhere I looked, there was no mention of reruns, so I'm sorry guys. But I remember these two being good together, I think. Moving on though. Teen Titans, the original. Before we start this segment, let me cause a little fire for the Twitter heads. I don't really like Teen Titans Go. Even as a kid, I always thought the show was a bit too much with its crude humor and overall just a bad show in my opinion. I don't know, I just never really liked it. Anyways, Teen Titans was first shown on Boomerang from February 2nd, 2009, replacing Voltron, Defender of the Universe, until October 31st, 2010. It returned to Boomerang's lineup on October 3rd, 2011, and left the schedule again in June 1st, 2014. Basically, I wasn't in my father's nuts at the time. It also aired for 5 seasons. I hope you're taking notes. I'm looking at you, Disney. This show was really good, and I can't understand why it stopped at just 5 seasons. Although I understand that it had a plot and stuff, and it isn't meant to run forever like a slapstick show. But there was so much more to explore. Robin being a professional crash out, Starfire loving a professional crash out, and Beast Boy literally lusting after a demon. And I can't even blame him because I'm still chasing red flags to this day. It doesn't really get any better than this if you ask me. It's a 10 out of 10 show, and I would definitely recommend it if you haven't watched it already. Generator X. While you normies were watching Ben 10, pathetic, I was watching this absolute cinema. Generator X ran for 3 seasons from April 10, hold on, scratch that. April 2010 to March 2013. I'm leaving that in. The show was about this boy who could grow machines out of his body. Damn, single and ready for Who Can Grow My Machine. Seeing the profile just got updated. I don't remember a lot from the show except its really cool fight scenes, and apparently Man of Action made this, which explains a lot. And I did watch a few episodes recently for the sake of this video, and it's still good. I don't exactly understand the plot, but still good. Good. Regular show and Adventure Time. These two shows single-handedly carried Cartoon Network during the 2010s, and it felt like other shows in between was just filler content. Regular show created by popular J.G. Quintel. Do you know I always pronounce his name as J.C. Quintel? J.G. Quintel ran from 2010 to 2017 for 8 seasons, while Adventure Time ran from 2010 to 2018 for 10 seasons. Jesus. Adventure Time ran for 10 seasons. Anyways, I put these two into one segment because it's already been talked about a lot and I really have nothing new to say as everyone and their dead grandmother has already watched it. But it would be a crime not to include it in a video like this. In regular show, Rigby was a dick throughout the entire show. He sabotaged Mordecai's chest to go into university and essentially lied through the entire show.
I can't believe you, Rigby. All this time you were lying to me? And what? So you forged my rejection letter, is that it?
Yeah, but...
Until the movie. Yes, there was a movie apparently, and apparently it's also good. I haven't watched it yet though. I really like the art style and the aesthetic as it was what inspired me into doing animation. I remember first watching this show and going straight to my Compact Mini and downloading Flash on it and creating this stickman. All he did was just bend down, but it was magical to me. As for Adventure Time, Finn was low-key a bob. He was pulling so many range of chicks from fire bitches to leaf bitches. And for what? And I'm definitely not jealous at all whatsoever about his race ability. Jack is my favorite character with his stretching and made a lot of episodes feel deep.
Listen, Finn, are you listening? Mm-hmm. Your heart may be small, but it's strong as a bulldog, and I know. You can wait through this line, so we can meet Hunson Abadir and find out why we're here and why we're in a pile of bananas. Cause you're a champ, okay?
Okay.
Josu Day, Gamate Ne.
That's why it's my second favorite show of all time. Second, Milo Murphy's Law. Milo Murphy's Law premiered on October 3rd, 2016 on Disney XD. Remember that channel? Disney XD. This was the first show where I vividly started to ship cartoon characters together. Milo and Melissa were great together. I really liked their vibe. Fun fact, Sabrina Carpenter actually voiced Melissa. Yes, that Sabrina Carpenter. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I don't know what drew me to the show really. I just really seem to enjoy the weird, episodic, comedic adventures due to Milo's evil spirits trying to keep everyone around him depressed. And now for the final and I think greatest show of all time, Arthur. This show, in my opinion, was on a league of its own. All that other shit I talked about doesn't even come close to this work of art. Arthur earned on PBS Kids from 1996 to 2022 for 25 seasons. Damn, PBS Kids is still alive? This was a slice of life comedy that I absolutely loved because the writing was immaculate even as I got older. Usually with kid shows like this, the main character is super nice and there's one consistent bad guy doing bad things and he's supposed to get a lesson from it and stuff like that. But no, the writers went off with this shit and gave these characters personality. The bully had feelings, the rabbit was so relatable, Arthur was a gangster ready to throw hands whenever, and I liked that about them. Even when I watched the show again just for nostalgia, the writing was still there and it's hard not to appreciate it as it made life not look all sweet and cheesy. You can really tell that there was a lot of passion put behind this project even though it was a kid show, and I really like it. Even the aesthetic is just really good. Everything about this show spoke to me. My favorite show is supposed to be like an action with like a deep story, but no, I think I'm a simple man. I just really like this one. Really good. Wow, that was a lot, and I have so much more shows to talk about. But the last time I checked, black people have rights, and I don't feel like spending cotton-field hours on this video. But I'll definitely make a part 2 in the future if you guys are interested. Anyways, with that being said, it's a wrap. I'll catch you on the next one.
It's a simple message, and it comes from the heart. Oh, believe in yourself, for that's the place to start.